when we decide we're going to be an artist, when we choose to be a creative, I think sometimes we have this romantic view of what it's going to be like, that we're always going to feel buzzy and excited about being in the studio, about having your space and creating. And I used to think about creating day in, day out and how wonderful that would be. And to be honest with you, I do love it. It is good fun. But I'll not deny that there are times when I think, what on earth am I doing? Where am I going? Imposter syndrome starts kicking in, those self-doubts, and it's that feeling of, oh God, maybe I ought to do something else. But actually, we're not always going to feel like we want to be in the studio. We're not always going to feel buzzy and excited about creating. Sometimes it's something we are just going to have to work through. I have created a lot of work over time. I've done my photography, I'm writing, I'm painting, I'm drawing, and sometimes, even though I have this body of work, sometimes I still feel like an imposter, like I'm not good enough, my work isn't good enough, what am I doing, where am I going, oh my God, there's people out there so much better than me. We could all say that. There's always that sense that we want to compare. It's like we just can't help it. We compare ourselves to other people, to what others are doing. But what we don't see is their journey and what it took for them to get there. The struggles they went through, the times that they've walked out of their studio because something's just not working, and the times they've had to fight with themselves to get back in. We don't see a record of that. We just see the finished work and think, oh my God, that is amazing. But some people have had such a struggle, a tough journey to get where they are. It's almost impossible to imagine when you see their work just how difficult it was for them. So when we look at what we're doing, I think comparing ourselves to others and thinking that they are somehow better and greater, it's just not the case. It's just their journey is different. Our journeys are completely different. We are not the same. And it is a thing that we really must remember. Having to put up a post-it note perhaps, just having your favourite music, something that just reminds you that we are all on a creative journey. Our journeys are not the same. They are not better or worse than another. They are just our journeys. And it's for us to walk that without the comparison of looking at what other people are doing and thinking they're better than us. It really is taking hold of our own journey and creating our own path, our own steps. Making peace with imperfection is really important, because nothing can always be perfect. Whatever you create, there's always going to be something about it that we don't like. There's always going to be something that will point out, someone will look at our work and say, oh my God, I love that, or that was really inspiring, or that's beautiful. And we'll go, oh yeah, but I did this wrong, and there's this here, and that. We almost steal them, rob them of the joy that they feel in our work. And it can be difficult sometimes to just not do that. It's like you have to resist, when someone says, my God, that was really good, I really like it, or I'd like to buy that work, or whatever. It's really important not to instantly go into the, yeah, but this bit's wrong, that bit's wrong. I don't even know what that is. It's like an autopilot. Don't rob other people and don't rob yourself of that thanks that you're receiving of the work, for the work you've created. But don't rob the other person also of the joy they have in your work. What you see is one thing. What we see in our work may be one thing. What others see is something else. Just create and deal with the imperfections. Know that there is no such thing as perfect, because something can always be improved. But it isn't about this high perfection every single time, because sometimes when you think about this has got to be perfect, it actually stops you from creating, because you think, well, I'm never going to achieve that. It's showing up every day doing that little piece. It's not comparing yourself to others because their journeys are different. And it's not creating this expectation that every single time it has to be immaculate. Because there's a point that we have to practice and keep doing something again and again until we get better, till we understand our process. It cannot be perfect every single time. If we let go of that perfection mindset, and some people might say, oh no, you've got to create work that's perfect. You can't do perfect until you start your journey, until you have a process where you're working regularly and you're improving and you're discovering. There is a discovery that has to take place. So get rid of the perfect mentality every time you show up and you take out that fresh piece of paper. Take the journey, aim to do it as well as you can if it's a piece of work you want to create to sell, for example. But shed that perfectionism, because that's the thing that often can stifle and hinder you and really increase that sense of imposter syndrome. I remember my first drawing that I created, size A2 drawing, and when I look at it now, it's actually quite terrifying. I will show you this drawing, and I know I've said this before and I've not done it yet because I just think it's so scary. However, you know, I've kept it because it reminds me of where I've been and how I've got to where I am today. Being a part of the Evolve program, I've kept every single painting I've done with them, from the very first one to the one I'm currently doing now. And I can see the growth and journey, and if I get rid of each one of those, if I throw them out when they're done, I'll not have a record of where I've been, where I'm going. Knowing my journey and my story and seeing those things like that drawing that I have, it reminds me that every step I have taken has got me to where I am today. And it can be really easy to forget where you've been if you get rid of past works. You won't keep everything because who even has the space? But it's remembering that we are on a path of our choosing, and there's only one way to go, which is forward. You don't overcome imposter syndrome by waiting to feel worthy. You just simply create on a regular basis, regardless of how you feel. I'm Denver Shai, and this is the Shai Creative. Thank you for watching this video. Do like, do subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.